Go live. I think we're live now.
Mhm.
I think we're live. Hey, Robin.
Hi, Marley.
What you doing?
I'm crocheting.
Awesome. I am videotaping. I have a big thing happening tomorrow with Mikey from the Crochet Crowd. But, we are here. First off, I want to tell everybody who has decided to jump in to Camp Colorwork with us, we could not be more excited to have you there. Like, you guys are coming in. We had one woman, she was like, I was a little skeptical that you were like really overselling this thing. and she's like, now I'm in it. And I'm like, whoa, this is amazing. So it makes me feel really good because I'm like, I truly feel like we built like this amazing course, right? And I'm just like, we just got to get people in it to see.
I mean, that's exactly what I was telling my son when he was asking me like what I was doing at work. And I'm like, well, we're trying to sell something. And he's like, sell something, mommy. And I'm like, but it's different. Like,
yeah,
Marley and I really truly think that we created something that will help other people
exactly.
who also do what we do. Like, it's not like just something that we want to sell. It's like we actually think this might be really helpful. That's why we're like excited, like,
absolutely.
yay.
And it's funny because you and I were just talking about all the different roles that we've had to take on as designers, right? Like, we didn't come into designing to be salespeople or builders of courses or all of these things. And so having to do all of this in the scheme or in real time is tricky because we'll forget little steps. And we forgot a big step, this one. We loved the product so much and we were involved in it and we were telling you about it, but we forgot there are some of you who like to read all about it. Like, this is so funny to me. We forgot there are people who are like, okay, so I don't have time to watch this hour-long video documentary of why I should buy this. Like, I just want to be able to skim through a bunch of information and see what I want. And so we were like, oh, yeah, we should probably put something like that together. So, that's what we've been doing for the last week.
More than just like the tiny little graphic. We realized that we made the little graphic, but
that wasn't enough.
Obviously, because we just kept verbally blah, 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 all about it.
Yeah, in Marley's Minions, everybody's like, but what about this? Like, how long is my access? I feel like, well, didn't we say that somewhere? And I was like,
it doesn't matter.
No, it's not. It wasn't written anywhere that I could see. I was like, oh, I just thought. So there's a lot of things that we just assumed. So having said all of that, we have taken the time to put everything together in a long format sales page, but really it's highly detailed information of what you're getting when you join Camp Colorwork.
So there'll be there's nothing hidden.
No.
Like, and as you'll see, like in our class, we try as many ways as humanly possible to show you information. Mm-hmm. So this is the same thing in terms of our sales. We just don't think of it that way.
Yeah. Because I mean, you guys are our friends. You guys are our peers. We're like, hey, we have this really great information. We want to share it with you. We want you to have it too. So it's fun. So we've been putting it together. With all of that in mind, we have extended the deadline because we figure now people are like, oh, well, now I can actually see what I'm going to get in the course.
Yeah, and you have some time to look at it and review and see if you actually this.
Right. So we have extended the deadline to the end of August. So August 31st at midnight. That's when this low price offer will end. But you can check it all out at campcolorwork.com. I even bought the .com, everybody. So if you go to campcolorwork.com, everything you need will be there as far as what are the highlights? What are the bullet points of what you're getting in this course? Should we share with them like a couple of the highlight bits that we put together?
Yeah, just so you can see them. They're now a visual graphic, not just us talking about it.
Right. So right here, I've skimmed down past a lot of information, but this is the ultimate Camp Colorwork course. This is the image that we put together. We're like, okay, let's try and give them a pictorial image of what are they getting. So do you want to take them through this?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you're seeing here is you have just a quick view as how we were talking about how this is a course. So not only are you can see like on the laptop Marley's hands working something, but you also get workbooks. So it's like one part of it is all of these tutorials where you have something you can watch, and you have something that you can view. You have a workbook. So that's what you see above. Then if you go to the other side, we also have the patterns that go with the tutorials. So like they're all the quick and easy things that you can make with the techniques that you just learned. So we have a quick view so you can see how pretty the patterns are, and you can see kind of like on either on the tablet or on your phone how you can access them in any version, like anything that connects to the internet, you can use our program with. And then in the center is how we all connect, is our Facebook group, the firework, the fireside,
Campfire
whatever.
chat.
Thank you.
Campfire chat.
I'm like, what did we call it again? We like my brain is like, stop working. I'm like, whatever that is.
Which is really helpful because we've talked about this a little bit. As you take classes in person, not only is it pricey to go take the class, it's expensive to travel. Now we have to worry about this pandemic in the world. Like there's a lot of issues that go along with it. But when you leave the class, not very often are you able to ask questions again of other students in the class, let alone the teacher. So being able to have the fireside chat group it's exclusive to just the campers. You're in there with other people who are building a community around the colorwork. Like maybe there's a tip that you are getting. You're just like, oh my gosh, I want to share this, or here's a project I'm working on, or I loved this, or I never thought about this. And then we're in there to help answer questions and stuff as well, and to cheer you on. Because really, I mean, I talk about this all the time with Robin. My love language is words of affirmation, like seriously, big time. So getting the opportunity to cheer other people on and be like, you're doing such a great job is such a big thing for me, because it's something that I love to receive. So I love to also do that for others. So having the Campfire chat community is a big deal for me, which is great. But so all of that is in the picture format, right? Picture. But then we also took the time to write things down, because we know now because I got so many questions, that there's other information you want to know. So here we go.
Yeah.
You are going to get 20 technique lessons. Now, what does that mean? That means inside of these modules, there are individual lessons that would be individual courses if you took those out and about in public. Okay, that's where I had somebody ask me, where is this value of $100 for the class? And that's even sort of low. That's if you were to take a class at an event somewhere, it would cost you $100 to take just that lesson. And we have 20 of those in there.
Yeah, like generally, like if you were taking a class with Marley and I, generally, sometimes they're more, sometimes they're a little less, not too much less. Yeah. Like a typical 3-hour class with us. Mm-hmm. And keep in mind that when you're in class, you get through less material than you do with a 3-hour video.
Yep.
Now those lessons are a little confusing when we say 20 lessons, because there's actually a lot more videos in there.
Right. And so that'll come out to the next one. So along with those 20 lessons for the technique lessons, we have the 6 new PDF patterns, which include 6 project workshops. So you're going to get 6 patterns that are exclusive to the camp. As far as I shouldn't say they're exclusive to the camp, because we are going to sell those individually at a different price.
We made them specifically for the camp.
Yes, we made them for the camp. But then we have the 6 project workshops, which are those patterns, but then they're their own workshops. So you can learn to make a specific crochet hat, forethought socks, a helix knit hat, a pair of knit gloves, a negative space cowl with mosaic stitches, how to turn a slipper from a flat to a 3-dimensional textural color worked piece. Like these are
right. The whole idea is they're not just a pattern. It's not just one thing. Right. No, we will sell the patterns separately, but you won't get any of the videos with it. So like there's 2 things going on. And for instance, if you were in person with us, each one of those would be their own workshop. That's how they kind of stack together.
Yep. So then you have bonus content, and those are extra videos that we put together and curated for you into each of the different modules if it pertained to that module. So maybe there was hey, there's a snowflake corner to corner blanket video Marley did over here. We're going to put that in here. Or I recorded a whole new video on how to make stitch markers that are super small, very, very easy to use with your mosaic stitches, your straighted knitting stitches, or even your lace stitches, like little things like that. So that's the bonus content we were talking about. The 8 bonus PDF patterns. Now, this is a little tricky because here's the deal. There are more than 8 bonus patterns in there, but
yeah. So you'll see visually, we have 18 free patterns in there shown when you go down, but there's even more than 18. It's just,
there's a lot.
I didn't want to overwhelm you.
But 8 of them are patterns that we have given you the PDFs for. So if the pattern is maybe free on a website, but you have to purchase the ad-free PDF, we've given you that ad-free PDF. So that's where that value has come in.
And in some of them, they're not free, but we gave them to you for free because we absolutely wanted you to have. And in those things, these are patterns that we want you to be able to access if you love the technique, because in a lot of the cases, you won't be able to find it somewhere else.
Yep.
So we wanted you to have something else to work on if you just fell in love with it.
Right. So that's where it goes to the curated collection of inspirational free patterns and stuff. We provided a lot of different links that we know. I have patterns on Red Heart and yarnspirations.com. There are patterns on marleybird.com. So we've added links to those as well. Again, to make it so that you don't have to waste time searching for patterns that pertain to the technique that we've taught you. And we know that these patterns are good patterns. Like, they're well written, they're tech edited, they have the visuals you need. They're fantastic. We talked about the exclusive Facebook group because I love that. And then the biggest thing that is the probably number one question that we get is, how long do I have access to this course? Do I have to do it right away? And the answer is, you have unlimited access. It is available online. It is ready whenever you are. So everything is available to you whenever you are ready. So this works on your time frame. Like, that's one of the best parts of this. And when you look at all this and you add up all of these values, you'll notice that, it's immeasurable to put a value on a free pattern. Yeah, there's value there, but how do you measure that? And then how do you measure the Facebook group? How do you measure the fact that it's your own time? So the value that we're able to put together, it's just under $3,000 for the low price of $29. How ridiculous that sounds. That sounds ridiculous. That's crazy. That's crazy sauce. But again, because we are designers and teachers and we are on a mission. I mean, should I say I'm on a mission? I feel like I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to make people better knitters and crocheters by Crafty. I want people to enjoy what they're doing and get better and better and better at it. And so being able to put this together and know that it is a 100% amazing collection that we could add even more to in the future. It's out of this world.
Yeah, it's more that we want you to have this resource. A lot of times there's a lot of great encyclopedias and stitch dictionaries and things like that out there, but they don't have the visual component that goes with them. They don't, whether they have a photo tutorial, maybe, or they don't have like the video links. Or if you're going to YouTube and you're searching how to do this, you'll find the video, but then you don't have something printed out and written out for you. The whole idea that this is all encompassing in one spot.
Absolutely.
And it's a resource that you can keep going back to.
Yep. So because I know there are people who like to see like lists of things, I'm going to show you something. You ready? So this here. This is when we decided, okay, let's make a list of what are the video tutorials they're going to learn. And we separated them between knitting and crochet, which you are able to do as far as you're able to quickly identify what are crochet lessons, what are knitting lessons in Camp Colorwork. So even if you're just a knitter or just a crocheter, you don't have to think, oh, I have to wade through the knitting or the crochet. You'll know what is what. Like, it's very, very, very clear.
It's all separated. And you can see with these huge lists that even if you are just a crocheter, you are getting a huge amount of stuff. Like, it's not a little bit. if you're just a knitter, you still are getting a huge amount of techniques in there. You're getting like, you should not feel like you're, you know, only going to be using half of it. Look at it instead of, when I have time to learn to knit or crochet, I now have all this other stuff as well.
Not to mention, it's not just crochet, because there's Tunisian crochet involved with it, because we have been introducing Tunisian crochet into the make-alongs we've been doing. And so there are aspects of Tunisian crochet that are in there. So much that it's things that you haven't seen before. Like, it's things that it's like, oh, this is amazing. Like, what is this? This is something different. This is something new.
Yeah, a lot of the Tunisian stuff that I have in there is things that I will only teach in person in classes, and I've only taught little bits because it's unique, and it's not everybody is at that level.
Right.
So a lot of this stuff you will only find here.
Right.
You won't find it even if you Google.
Nope. It's really great. And I mean, speaking of Googling, that's one of the big aspects of being able to have all of this in one Camp Colorwork course, right? You don't have to spend your time Googling, looking for techniques, for answers, for things that you might not even know the words for, or might even not know that they exist or they're an option. It's all put together in one place for you. So we're saving you time. We're saving you frustration. We're saving you struggles. Like,
right. It's kind of like what Marley's saying is, like, you see that really cool TikTok on like that one cool stitch.
Yeah.
And then you have no idea where you saw it again.
Right.
Like,
exactly. And there's
like
no name for it or anything. Like, it's
putting it all in one spot.
Yeah. So you could think it's like a video. I keep wanting to call it a vocabulary, like a video stitch dictionary content, will just load it up with everything you could possibly imagine. And as far as what yarns you would use or what materials you would use, you can use anything you want. Now, the projects that we made, we used sport weight yarn, which, you know, I know that you could get some sport weight. We like to get our sport weight either from Indie Dyers or from Knit Picks, or We Crochet has some really great sport weights. Webs.com has a good price on some sport weight yarns. And I know Annie's has some, Hirschner's has some. And then in the big box stores, it is a little tricky to get sport weight because they don't like to carry sport weight. However, when you're working these techniques, learning these techniques, falling in love with these techniques, you can use any yarn, any hook, any needle you want. Sky's the limit.
Yeah.
So once you get past that, then you can check out the multitude of patterns that we offered you that are not all sport weight. They're all over the board.
Right.
And you can have fun with it. So it's not a course restricted on the type of yarn you're using, or even the brand or the colors. You can put any colors together you want. We actually talk about how some colors work better with others, you know, and I'll show examples of that actually in a couple of the videos. I'm like, these two colors looked really different, but when I put them together, you can't even see my work. Like, it's crazy. But this is the most inclusive course probably for your stash, other than an actual stash busting course. Like, you can use anything.
Right.
It's fun. So question, what about the people who are like, okay, I'm a knitter. I'm a fairly new knitter. Never made socks, never made gloves, never made a hat. Like, how accessible are those patterns really for me? Am I really going to be able to do them?
Well, that's the great thing about this, is that's why we have those project workshops, because it goes step by step, assuming that you haven't done it before. So Marley goes step by step how to knit a sock. So if you've not knit a sock before, voila, it's right here. Plus, using the stranded technique in the middle. So for instance, if you haven't made a hat before, come join me. Or Marley. We both teach you how to make a hat. I mean, and you'll find, like, even if you're advanced and you've done all of it before, I know I watch Marley's videos. She's watched mine. There are things you're going to pick up. There is a lot of things in there. Because what we try to do is almost like a brain dump of everything that we could think of for these techniques, just so they're in one spot and you can keep referencing back.
Yep. Here's a good question. And this is one that we love. And we actually, it's one of our frequently asked questions on this page that we were just showing you. Can you buy this as a gift from someone? Yes. We love you. We think that's great.
I mean, that just
honestly,
makes me happy.
I got goose. I literally have goosebumps thinking about it. Here's what you could buy the course, put it under your own email address, and then reach out to my customer support team once you know the email address of the person you're gifting it to, and we can get them signed up with the course under their own email address, and they would be part of the Marley Bird House. And that's where this course is housed. If you guys don't know what the Marley Bird House is, you could go to marleybirdhouse.com. You can see all the different courses and workshops and pattern collections that we have available there. But this is all housed in one place, accessible in one place where you can get to it whenever you want. It's really great. Really, really great. I'm trying to go over here. So this is, I don't know who this Facebook user is. This makes my teacher heart happy. So many different learning styles. This has it all. Oh my gosh. So true. So much so, I made a couple of my patterns on a program called Stitch Fiddle, which has an interactive like progress tracker that I am in the process of trying to get the links for that to add them into those courses with those charts. So that way we can have some interactive progress trackers for those charts if people are interested. So, I mean,
and like in crochet, if you followed me or know anything about me, you're going to get all of the information you know in 8 different ways. Because I'm dyslexic, I know that everybody needs to hear it or see it in a different format. So when it comes to our classes, that's what you're going to expect. You're going to get the visual of seeing it. You're going to hear us. You're going to see the written words. Nothing is hidden.
And the videos are closed captioned.
Right. And then if none of that works, you also get for crochet, all of the stitch diagrams. Everything is diagrammed.
Yep.
Just because that's how my brain works.
Yep.
In knitting or crochet, whatever we're doing, you have all the charts.
And you have close-up pictures of the patterns and the projects and the stitches. So like
nothing's
images.
Hidden. Like there's never going to be a part of your like, well, I can't see that. It's up close and personal.
Yeah. It's very, very good. There's so many people here that are like, I've bought it. It's amazing. Other people who are just like, I've been in it since the summer and I haven't even gotten through everything yet. But they know they have time, which is great.
Yes.
Okay.
We're not going anywhere.
This is a unique question. How does this differ from Ravelry?
Great
question. Should I let you answer that? Or do you want me to answer it?
Yeah. So the difference here is, yes, with Ravelry, you can purchase a pattern, you can interact on the forum, you can do all that. For instance, our patterns will be for sale at Ravelry.
Yes.
With this is more of the class. You think of like going to class, like my kids through the pandemic had to go to class. They had to go to a platform where all their classes were held. That's what this is. It is a website where all of your classes will be held.
All right. This is a good one. Christina. I love Christina. Christina has made so many of the patterns already, and she is a new knitter. You guys, if you look at the sheet, you're going to see a picture of her very first colorwork hat. She's killing it. She's doing amazing. She says, I can't say it enough. What you are getting is way more than what you're paying for. And I mean, that's so true. When you guys think about these patterns, we sell our patterns anywhere from $10 to $15, sometimes $20. It all depends. It depends what's included in it. As of right now, we're listing these patterns just at $10. So with 6 patterns, that's just $60 value just with the patterns. And those patterns will not have video links in them. Like it'll just be the patterns. Whereas the price of the course is $29. You get all 6 patterns, all the video content, and all the extra. Like it's a no-brainer. Like this is like, well, okay, yeah.
Well,
this is
great. Marley, how long is it? $29?
Just until August 31st at midnight. And then it will go to the regular price of, I think we have it at $49.99 is what we were putting it at, which is still, by the way, a really great value for everything. So yeah, that's where we are. That's what we've been working on.
Till the end of the month, that is $30, and then it goes to $50.
Right. So one thing about the Marley Birdhouse, which I was going to pull up here so that way I could show people, but in the Marley Birdhouse, if you're familiar with it at all, if I can type this, if you're familiar with it at all, you know that it's where all of our workshops and courses and things are housed. So right now available in there is Camp Colorwork, classic and colorful crochet socks workshop, which is amazing in and of itself. If you're a part of that, you're going to love Camp Colorwork and vice versa.
Right.
Those of you who joined me for the Christmas stocking along with Brianna Kay, that's where the Prancing Through the Holidays is. We also have our original By Crafty Champions, which we will be going in and revamping and kind of sprucing that up a little bit. We have the Stitch Dictionary that goes with the socks. And then we have the sock collection, the stocking collection, which also goes with the Prancing Through the Holidays. This is where we are working towards building our course content, our big deal content. Back in the day, designers, we used to write a lot of books, right? We used to write books and we would travel to different venues and teach at different venues, or we would get an arrangement with Craftsy or with Creative Bug or something like that. That's what we used to do, right? Well, through the 15 years of being in this business, we've had to pivot a lot, right? Pivot a lot. And so this is really us building our own home, our own place where we are presenting you more than just what you would find in a book, more than what you would get in an online course with one of those other course content creators, more than you would get in person. It's really everything that we would want as knitters and crocheters in one place. So I feel like that guy with the hair commercial. It's like, I'm not just the president, I'm a customer too. Like, that's where I'm at. You guys, when I tell you I love knitting and crochet, I 100, I love it. I love it. I love the yarn. I love the instruments. I love the design. I love the process. I love picking the yarn. I love the finishing of the yarn. I love the blocking. I love I love it. So this is not just somebody who is, I'm going to just like, I'm not in this just like make a buck or something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in this because I love this craft. And I know you guys.
Yeah. Like, even if it wasn't your business,
no,
still doing
I would still be doing this.
So like when you go on vacation, you still do it.
I still do it. So I know there are a lot of you out there who are just like that, who you love this, who you are always looking to be better. Could you Google some of this stuff? Yeah, you probably could. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Are you guaranteed that you're going to get an expert who's teaching you correctly? No, you are not. Are you sure that you're going to get even good video imaging or good designs written out? Or no, you're not. But if you trust me, if you trust Robin and you know the quality of content that we're providing you, you can 100% trust this. Mm-hmm. But because I know there are some of you who are skeptical, there is a money back guarantee. If you purchase Camp Colorwork and you are not happy within 5 days of your purchase, you can ask for your money back. No questions asked.
Nothing. We're not making you jump through hoops.
Nope.
We're not going to even ask you another question. We're going to say, okay, no problem. We'll refund it.
And that's, I mean, a big part of that is we're that confident that you're going to love, like it is amazing. So if there's ever a reason for you to have like a hesitation about it, go and check it out. Go buy it, check it out, surf through it, see how amazing it is. And you will be so thrilled. And you know that there's, I mean, it's, have you ever tried to take something back to Target? It's terrible. So it will not be that hard. No. It will be very easy. No. And if you have any questions or concerns or anything ever, whether you bought it or after the fact or anything along that lines, contact@marleybird.com is my customer support team. You should have that plastered everywhere. Whitelist Marley at marleybird.com in your email list so you can get my emails about stuff. Because beyond this workshop, this course, we have like 5 other courses getting built right now. So there's more stuff coming in. And I mean, we've set this bar really high, you guys. Like we're so happy about it. And I'm very, very happy to put my name on it. Like there's this huge, man, yes, I'm a crier. I was going to say I'm not a crier. I am a crier. I cry all the time. But it's like this huge sense of relief of we did it. You know, I mean, if you guys know my story at all, getting into design was a really big process for me because my whole life I self-sabotaged. I was always like, oh, I could do that. But if I never really tried to do it, then I never really failed. That's how I viewed things. So when I actually took that step forward, that leap forward to submit, to try and write a book and submit to get patterns, it was like breaking through this wall that I had built up inside of myself. And I was like Kool-Aid breaking it down, but I just had a meltdown, you know? So it was just this huge sense of, okay, I'm doing it. So here I am now, 15 years later, and I've built something that I was like, I could do that. And instead of just being like, I'm not going to try to because it'll never reach the standard I want it to be. Dang it, I built it. We built it. We did it. It is everything I want it to be. There isn't anything in it that I'm like, oh, I wish I would have done that. I'm so happy with how we presented it. And I know all of you out there are going to be happy with it, happy with the information, happy with the presentation, happy with the patterns, happy with the community. I mean, it was just a lot of work. And I'm so proud of it. So proud of it. I don't know. I didn't cry. Look at me. Look at me. No tears. No tears. I did not cry. It was close. It was a close call. Just gonna say. Let's see here. I'm gonna pull up another one. I have hit a funk in my knitting, and this just might be the catalyst to jumpstart it again. I've signed up. Fantastic, Cheryl. That is actually one of our points. We were like,
main
help you.
Goals. That's like the main
yeah.
thing of like, I've been stitching forever and I'm
bored.
Nothing's speaking to me.
Nope. You're like, what we call it, shades of gray and the same stitch.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, I'm ready for something new.
Anything. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Let me click on this one. Just tuning in. So I need information about it. What is this about? I crochet a little. Thanks. Do you want to give a brief elevator speech to Ivy?
Yeah. So the whole idea is this is the ultimate color workshop. You're getting a gazillion videos and workbooks that deal with color in any way, shape, or form that we could think of in knitting and crochet that deal with color. Whether you're talking about a chart, whether you're talking about mosaic, whether you're talking about super bizarre things that we found, which we find are cool, it's in there. Yep. Then from all of those that they're all listed out, all those different techniques that you learn, we created 6 patterns that use those techniques, and they're little projects. So we're talking sock, hat, cowl, mittens, little projects.
Yep.
That you can use them.
Yep.
If you fall in love, then we have inside of the course way over 20 more patterns that you can test and use those same techniques if you want. So this whole Camp Colorwork, the whole thought process behind it is it's like if you put a stitch dictionary, a pattern dictionary, workshop classes all in one spot, then you have this added component with the Facebook group where you get to talk to us, whether it's a question on, I watched this, I read this, I still am not getting it, or it's, oh my gosh, I love this. I didn't ever think I would love this. However you want to connect. And you get to connect with everyone else in the course as well. Because we have, well over 750 other people in the course right now.
Yep.
That's a big group that all want to do and love color, love knitting, love crochet. How great is to have one spot where you get to connect with everyone?
Yeah.
So it's Camp Colorwork is all of that.
Right.
In one.
Barbara, be ready to have your mind blown. Barbara, I'm curious if you're a knitter or crocheter or if you're by crafty. And like, speaking of by crafty, all my by crafty people out there, like you just hit the jackpot. Yeah. Like you hit the jackpot. Just got to say, like, it's pretty darn amazing. Yes, this is stored in the Marley Birdhouse, everybody. So you can always, bookmark marleybirdhouse.com. And again, if you go to campcolorwork.com, that's where you're going to find the full listing of all the information you're going to need. You'll see some fun Bitmojis in there and a bunch of fun different things. And yeah. All right. So Dina has a good question here. The Facebook group is different than the Minions. Yes. So the Marley's Minions, everybody, that is the Facebook group for Marley Bird. So it's the Marley Bird fan group, so to speak. And just to kind of put this out there, I did not name it Minions. Somebody else did. So I am not like that, like self-absorbed, but somebody else like, we're Marley's Minions. So that is a group that, you can come in and join. And I mean, we do make-alongs and all sorts of things there. But this is completely different. This is an exclusive group. The fireside chat or the campfire chat is an exclusive group just to the campers. So when you purchase Camp Colorwork, you'll get your receipt email. You'll receive another email with instructions on how to get into the Marley Birdhouse. And in there, you'll also see how to join the Facebook group with your keyword. There's a keyword there that you need to use when you sign in.
Which, just so you know, is different. So like you'll get something which has your, to get into the birdhouse, you'll have a username and password to get into the birdhouse. To get into the Facebook group, you have a different keyword.
Yes.
Not the password.
Just a word
to get into that. So there's two different.
And if you are in doubt, when you get into Camp Colorwork, in the introduction area, there's instructions there also on how to join. And
if any of that is confusing, just email us.
Just email us.
Just email us.
Contact@marleybird.com.
Yep.
Contact@marleybird.com. All right. So honestly, guys, I would be really honored if you would go check out campcolorwork.com. Put a lot of
just check out the website.
That's what I was gonna say.
We're pretty just excited about the website.
We put a lot of work into this web. Like
we're not web creators. We're not graphic designers, and we're pretty proud of
all of it. All the copy is ours. All the design is ours. I mean, it's a template, but everything, like as far as where you do, like it was a lot of work, and I would be really honored if you just go check it out. So it'd be great. All right. I hope to see you guys there to come and be happy campers with us. We'll see you at camp. All right. If you have any questions, please leave a comment in the comments below, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube. And then if you are a camper, why don't you let us know, like, what are you most excited to learn? I would love to know that. Or maybe there's something you're like, hey, I would like to learn this too. Maybe this is something you could do in the Marley Birdhouse. We would love to hear those ideas. I mean, Lord knows we have ideas on our own, but we would love to hear what you have to say. All right, guys. See you later.